The three applications of potentiometer: the individual cell method, sum and difference method, and the method to measure the internal resistance of the cell for which EMF is to be measured. In this case, we connect the cells individually with the potentiometer wire and find the balancing length from it. Obviously, when the E1 is connected, we find the null point or the balance point at length L1. For E2, we find the null point at L2. So we get E1 proportional to L1 and E2 proportional to L2. So the ratio of E1 by E2 as L1 by L2. Now the condition which is required for the individual cell method to work efficiently, that the main cell or the auxiliary cell EMF should be greater than E1 and the main cell should be greater than E2 also. So both the EMF should be greater than both E1 and E2. In case of sum and difference method, we use a four-way key by which we make the sum case as E1 plus E2 and then find the balancing length L1. Then we make difference case, which is E1 minus E2, and find the balancing length L2, for which when you take the ratio and do componendo dividendo, we get E1 by E2 as L1 plus L2 upon L1 minus L2. Now for this particular method to work efficiently, we need to make sure that the main cell EMF should be greater than the sum of the individual cell EMF. At the same time, the first EMF should be greater than the second EMF, because otherwise the E1 minus E2, the difference form, will become negative. So this two condition has to be fulfilled. Now the third condition, we have to measure the internal resistance of the cell for which EMF is to be measured, which is the small r over here. Now when we do not connect an external resistance parallel to the battery, we get the balancing length L1 for the EMF of the cell itself. So to avoid confusion, I am writing this as E dash, the EMF which for the cell for which EMF is to be measured. And V is the potential difference, the terminal potential difference across the circuit when the external resistance capital R is connected across the cell of EMF E dash. So when it is connected across that cell, automatically the entire circuit potential difference is measured with the help of balancing length L2. So when we take the ratio, we can say E dash by V is L1 by L2. Now we know small r, the internal resistance, is equal to the external resistance into the E dash by V minus 1. E dash by V can be replaced by L1 by L2 over here. So we get this as the important formula.